What's going on, people? And welcome to United by Numbers. Back again, obviously, with the Statman. How you doing, fam?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, bruv. You get me? I'm all right. Do you know what I'm saying? Another game, another victory, another stat pad. You know the ones. It's just one. I don't know, bruv. I don't know. I'm getting wound up, man. To be completely honest, bruv. Like I've tried to keep it relatively neutral and balanced, yeah, but I'm actually starting to get pissed off now, bro. Like watching the performances, I'm not seeing any pattern of play. I'm not seeing what these guys have been coached. I'm not seeing any quality. People put it down to fatigue. I don't think it is fatigue, bro. I just think that United had a nice little purple patch and now it's ran out. We're seeing how good we are, bro. I don't think it's anything to do with fatigue anymore. I just think that we're just not as good as a lot of people think we are. People are saying, oh yeah, but we won X, Y, and Z and we're unbeaten and this, that, and the other. I think the stats flatter us massively, bro. We're not a good football team right now. And I'm getting annoyed, bro. Like people are gonna say, oh, it's negative and this, that, and the other. Bro, I have very high standards in it. You know what I mean? I was born in the late 80s, bro. I grew up I saw the whole Premier League era, bro. I've seen Manchester United at the peak of their powers, bro. And right now, watching them, right now, bro, it's depressing. Not only are we not good to watch, but like I can't buy into this, bro. I don't see where we're going. I don't see what we're doing. You know what I mean? I don't trust the coaching staff. I don't trust the manager with money. I don't trust a lot of our players as well. Like, bro, I'm disillusioned right now. You know, yesterday nearly tipped me over the edge, fam. Because if it went to penalties, I wouldn't have backed us.
I think regarding the fatigue thing, I think I use that as an excuse for half the players, like Bruno, fatigue. But then he had a 10-day rest before the last game. So what's this now? Like 14 days, 2-week rest. It's not fatigue now. This is how you are. This is you.
But this is what I'm saying. A lot of people use that fatigue thing. I'm not having it, bro. I'm not having it at all, bro. Do you know what I mean? Yesterday, people think I've got this agenda against Bruno Fernandes, bro. I don't, innit? Do you know what I mean? I don't like the bias. Like at one point I was watching a game and one of the commentators was like, yeah, Bruno's starting to control the game now. I was like, control the game, fam. Control the game.
He had his footballing brain's ticking or something like that.
Bruv, listen, yeah. He is the most brain dead footballer, yeah, that I've seen, yeah, that's supposed to be world class, bro. Brain dead, fam. His decision making is shambolic, bro. Shambolic. Yesterday and other games, I've seen exactly why he was available for so cheap, yeah. Real Madrid never came in, any other big club never came in for him, bruv. Honestly, yeah, stats are saving this guy, saving him. Yesterday was another example of a crap performance, but he scored the goal. Everyone's saying, oh yeah, he's got so and so. Like I remember the commentator say he's got like 38 goal contributions in 39 games and that. When you're on every set piece, yeah, you're gonna have goal contributions, bro. That don't reflect the level of his performances. He's been crap for a long time, bro. Like, I literally post lockdown, I could probably count on one hand. No, not even one hand. I can count on one finger how many good performances I've seen from him, regardless of what the stats tell you.
I think even with Bruno Fernandes, it's only really the goal contribution stat that's actually helping him. Like if you actually look at his underlying numbers, like how many times he loses possession, the amount of shots he has on target, it's actually not even that great.
Bro, I was thinking yesterday, you see when you play against teams with low blocks, we've had one matter at our club for how long? 5 years? I want to say 5 to 6 years almost, yeah? And we've never played him in his rightful position as the number 10. When he came on yesterday, yeah, against a low block, at times when we were pinning teams back, you saw how efficient he is on the ball, yeah? If we fed him, yeah, and he had the freedom pass that Bruno Fernandes has at Man United to do whatever he wants, he would be way more effective, bro. Way more effective.
And we keep saying with Mate, it's about his legs, but like if you look at Bruno's average position, it's still quite high. Like it's not like he's actually helping Pogba and Fred yesterday, for example.
Bruv, let's just go straight into the average positions, yeah? And then we're going to go into the stats because I'm angry, innit? And the thing is, people always accuse me of having an agenda. Bruv, there's no agenda, bro. Like, my thing is, yeah, if you're meant to be this world-class, yeah, number 10, yeah, forget taking penalties and all that, yeah? Outside of taking penalties, yeah, like I was saying with my interview that I haven't even released it yet. But I did an interview with Jamal Lewis at Norwich. I'm going to release that this week. I just released my Tom Huddleston interview. And I was saying to him, yeah, I don't like my number 10s giving the ball away a lot. Do you know what I mean? And my thing is, yeah, I've grown up in an era where I've seen the likes of Juan Mata in his prime, Ozil, Wesley Sneijder, Deco, all of these players, yeah. These players take care of the ball better than anyone on the pitch, these number 10s. I'm not of this new era where, he's trying to make things happen so we can have 68% pass accuracy. And bruv, like, if the pass isn't on, don't play it, innit? Like, these players that I've mentioned, most of them don't have a catalogue of amazing assists, bro. They just do the simple things very well. They put the perfect weight on the pass, slide through, break the lines, bruv. Not every day outside of the foot trying to flick it over the top and back heels and shit. There was one time when Pogba fizzed the ball into Bruno, and the guy just tried to flick it. And I'm like, what are you flicking it, bro? Do you know what I mean? Just receive the ball. If you look at average positions here, yeah, carry on, bro.
I think that's what we say about Bruno. Like, if we're comparing him to De Bruyne, how many times do we see De Bruyne doing those silly flicks? We don't. With Bruno, he's losing the ball over 20 times a game, similar to De Bruyne, but Bruno's doing silly flicks every single, 5 minutes or something. Like, in the first 90 minutes, he lost the ball 30 times. So he's losing the ball every 3 minutes.
Bro, De Bruyne is very deliberate with everything he does. You can tell that he knows what he's doing, bro. Bruno looks like he don't know what he's doing, bro. Like, his actual football brain is dumb. Like, he shows a proper lack of football intelligence when he plays, bro. He just looks like an over-enthusiastic kid, bro. He's not young, bro. Like, always trying to dink balls over the top. Out of all of Bruno's assists, yeah, at Manchester United, apart from the one at Manchester City where he dinked it to Martial, they've all been bread and butter 5-yard passes, bro. He's not an amazing passer of the ball. He's not. That's why like, people need to get this.
That's why his assist numbers are so low.
Well, there you go. He's not a great passer of the ball, yeah, but people have it in their head that he's such a good assister and this, that, bruv. It's all a lie, fam. It's all a lie. When you watch his passing variety, bruv, he overhits the majority of the passes. There was one ball he switched out to Brandon Williams that went out for a throw-in. And he's absolutely hammered that, bruv. Just ping it, put a bit of backspin on it, put some care on it, bruv. He overhits everything, bro. Do you know what I mean? And like when you look at the average positions, he's playing right up Martial's ass, bruv. Right up Martial's ass, bruv. That Pogba and Fred are playing in line with each other. The geezer's playing in line with Marcus Rashford. And up Martial's ass for the whole game, yeah? Of course you're gonna have a decent goal involvement numbers when you're playing that high up, bro. Look at the gap in the midfield.
I think Bruno yesterday, I think he had a 15-minute spell in the second half where he actually had a couple of good shots. But other than that, he was poor. Like, he didn't really create any good chance. Like, I think he created 3 key passes, 3 chances yesterday. But, like, were they actually good chances?
Bro, 104 touches, bro. 71% pass accuracy. That's a joke. That's a joke. Against Copenhagen, bro. Final third passes complete, 34 from 51. There was one chance where he was on the edge of the box, yeah? And he just needed to slide it through to the right-hand side and he's just giving the ball away. I think that was in the first half. And I was thinking, what is this guy doing, bro? I can't even remember who he tried to pass it to. I'd like to think it was Mason because it was on the right-hand side. But it's a simple bread and butter pass, giving the ball away, bro. And I've lost count how many times we're actually in good attacking positions and he just loses the ball for no reason, bro.
And these numbers are nothing new. He's been doing this countless. Like, was it the last game against Leicester? He probably had a similar performance. Like, every single game we've seen this now with Bruno.
But he's scoring penalties, bro. I mean, that's all that matters. People say, oh, yeah, ever since Bruno came here, he changed the season for us. No, he didn't, bro. And even Ricky tweeted something very, very, I think it was yesterday, and he even said, bro, people forget, yeah, that Manchester United as a team, yeah, the team that Bruno came into is not the team that we had for most of the season, bro. Do you know what I mean? Martial was out, Rashford was out, McTominay was out, Matic was out, Pogba was out for a large amount of the season. So when we were losing games, yeah, Rashford was our only real fit attacker because he wasn't playing Mason. He wasn't playing him. So Bruno came into a team, yeah, where we had a lot of our injured players back, bro. And he's also benefited from playing with better players as well, bro. He hasn't carried us, bro. He hasn't carried us. Man's been scoring penalties and getting assists from little side, like 2 yards to the side passes, bro. Like, man got an assist for the goal that Igalo scored, bro. And Igalo fucking flipped the ball up 3 times and slapped it in the top corner or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you look at stuff like that, it's like these guys are over sensationalizing, yeah, the impact that man's had, bro. Any half decent player is going to be an upgrade on Lingard and Pereira in that position.
I think what Bruno's brought to Man United is kind of like a feel good factor. Like, you call it good vibes FC. He's kind of like added to that, and then with Bruno, it's kind of like he's improving. He may not be having great performances, but he's kind of improving everyone else, like with his leadership and stuff. Because like the coaching on the sideline is just non-existent. So it's kind of like him kind of doing the manager's role, the coaching role, and then him trying to perform as well.
Yeah, his attitude, you can tell, like he's got a winning mentality, all of that. He was a captain where he was. Yeah, he's a great leader to have in there, bruv. But his game ain't good, bruv. 36 times lost possession in a game, you know. 36 times, bruv. 7 shots, yeah, 4 on target, 3 chances created. Out of them chances created, I can't remember what the hell they were, bruv. I can't remember what they were. 5 from 11 long balls completed, so less than 50%. 1 from 2 dribbles completed. 0 from 9 crosses completed. 0 from 9. 3 fouls won and 1 goal. Manchester United, fam.
Fernandes, all of that.
That's what it is.
You can actually say that right now.
Bruv. Like when man is saying, look at all his goal contributions and how many goals he scored. How many goals has man scored from open play for us, bruv?
I think his last 4 goals have been penalties.
Bruv. A man think I've got an agenda. You're mad, bro. I ain't got no agenda, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? What I don't like is, yeah, what's going to happen is loads of men say, oh, you got an agenda, this, that, and the other. Come the middle of next season, yeah, when people actually realize what man's doing, yeah, they're going to be like, oh, actually, maybe you might have a point, bruv. Because right now, man are overly gassing him up, comparing man to flipping Kevin De Bruyne. Do you know what I mean? And then coming out and saying wild things like man's already done more for the club than Pogba's done in 4 or 5 years. Man is saying all these other things, bro. Like,
you saw,
do you know what I mean?
BT Sports said yesterday that he's been like the best signing since Eric Cantona or something. And Ronaldo played for him.
You see what I'm trying to say? You see what I'm trying to say, my guy? These men are drunk, bro. They're drunk. I've never seen anything like it, yeah, in terms of the problem. That's why opposition fans hate him, bro. And hate us as well, blood, because our fan base talking out their ass with this guy, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, people think, oh, yeah, you always pick on Dan James and all these other guys, bro. This brother is meant to be this savior, innit? And people are talking, bro, he is not that good, bro. He's not. And I'm saying it with my chest, bro. Like, he's nowhere near as good as man think he is. The same with Marcus Rashford as well. I've never been a big fan of Rashford, bro. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's a stylistic thing. Obviously, I have certain biases towards players that play a certain way. He's another player that looks brain dead to me, bro. He looks brain dead. And then when he tries to play these intricate passes, bro, he ain't got it in his locker, bro. His passing's terrible, bro.
I think everyone just needs to judge players the same way. I saw someone say, if Andres Pereira put that performance that Bruno did, would you give him the same amount of like love that Bruno's getting right now? And the answer is no. So judge every single player the same way.
Bruv, I try and do that. And when I do that, yeah, man think I got agendas, fam. That's the reality of it, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? When Luke Shaw was playing crap, I said he played crap, bruv. When he started putting decent performances, I was like, you know what? I can see the improvement and that. When I look at Bruno, yeah, like, I can't remember the last time I've seen him actually play well, bruv. Forget the numbers. I can't remember seeing a game and thinking, right, like, Bruno's been on one. Same with Rashford. Post-lockdown, I think Rashford's had 1 decent game, bruv. 1. Forget what the numbers say.
Against Palace.
Exactly. Forget what the numbers say. Rashford's been rubbish. There was a game where he got 2 assists here for Martial or something, but he was crap. He was rubbish. And then he's posting on Instagram saying, oh, yeah, 2 assists and that. Bruv, you are crap, bruv. Do you know what I mean? And man's been crap post-lockdown every game, and people are saying that if Sancho comes, then he's benching Martial or he's benching Greenwood. Are you mad? Rashford goes straight on the bench, blood, if Sancho comes in.
I think regarding Rashford, I think when he came off yesterday, he was holding his groin or something. So he might be injured for whoever we're playing next, Wolves or Sevilla. So if it is him getting injured and him having that bad performance and him like rushing himself back, then I kind of give him the benefit of the doubt that Ollie's just overplaying it because we kind of do need it. But if it's not that and this is him right now performing at his full fitness, then he deserves a lot of like the blame or something.
Yeah, but man ain't giving him stick because he's another one that's immune from criticism, bruv. He's immune from it. You know the man, and that's what it is. I don't like that, bruv. I feel like everyone should get smoked here if they're not playing well, bruv. I don't care. And like you see online, it's always the same people that get the blame. Fred. You know what I mean? Fred had a good game yesterday, got taken off by that brain dead manager, bro. Do you know what I mean? But everyone's quick to jump on Fred. Fred had a way better game than Bruno.
I think we keep saying the same energy. I'm not Wamata's biggest fan, but yesterday I knew he made an impact when he came on. So like I hold my hands up. I didn't agree with that sub, but it worked.
Yeah. Yeah, Wamata did have an impact. We'll go to Rashford's numbers now, bro. 78 touches, 84% pass accuracy, cool. 26 from 34 final third passes complete. 19 times lost the ball, bro. 3 chances completed, no crosses completed. 4 shots, 2 on target, 4 from 6 dribbles, 1 foul, 1. And you know what? Even though those numbers aren't great, they look a lot better than they looked on the eye, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because when I was watching him play yesterday, he looked like FC Copenhagen was his level, blood. Maybe even below that. He did not look like a player that was miles better than the opposition that we are playing against, bro. He looked like a fish out of water, and he's looked like that for a long time, bro. And this whole dropping into the midfield, trying to dictate and try and be a playmaker, he can't pass, bro. And his decision making is not good, bro. He shouldn't be in there.
I think with Rashford, it's kind of like before his good running form. I used to say this about Rashford. He looks like a frustrating player to watch. Like he kept having those shots from like 40 yards out that didn't hit the target. And yesterday, it's kind of like, for me, when I was watching it, that old Rashford kind of came back in, or kind of has been since football's been back.
Bruv, people talk about Martial's consistency, bruv. Who's more inconsistent than Marcus Rashford, bruv? Who?
I think with Rashford and Bruno, they're moments plays. There's certain moments that they turn up and everyone forgets what they did for the rest of the game. And I think that's what Martial kind of isn't.
There you go. But I don't forget, blood. You know them ones. I like to judge players on their full game, bro. Do you know what I mean? Moments happen in football, bro. Do you know what I mean? How many times has Andros Townsend been in goal of the season contender, blood? Do you know what I mean? He's not the best player in the league, bro. Like moments, it's not just about moments, football, bro. It's about what you do throughout the course of the game, course of the season, bro. A lot of people think that Rashford's had a good season. He hasn't had a good season. He had a purple patch where he put in probably, I'd say, about 6 or 7 decent performances back to back. There was a time where when Martial was out injured, he was playing poorly and getting by purely on penalties. Purely. And wasn't playing well. And loads of people were saying, oh, look, he's improving and that. The guy's got 11 goals in the league, bro. Non-penalty goals or something like that. Man's got 11 non-penalty goals, bro.
I think there was, like, we saw it yesterday. I keep saying it. With BT Sport yesterday, I think Scholes was like, oh, we're seeing it now with Martial. We've been seeing it this entire season. But if you're someone like Rashford, like, we haven't seen Rashford really perform, but Scholes doesn't say anything. Owen Hargreaves doesn't say anything. Van Persie probably does say something because, like, Van Persie is the only good pundit right now.
He's the best one, by far. By far. Do you know what I mean? And the funny thing is, these men don't pick up on things when Rashford does it, bro. Like, man talk about, they love to use the word inconsistency with Martial. Martial is anything but inconsistent, bro. If you look at Martial's numbers, Martial under Van Gaal was consistent, bro. He averaged a goal contribution every 90 minutes. That's consistent, playing in his position. Mourinho stuck him out on the left wing, took his shirt, wasn't giving him minutes, moving him around, and his numbers suffered because of that. He's gone back into the number 9 position now, and you look at his consistency, his output, probably our player of the season this season, bro. So it shows you that the coaching has failed Martial and not the other way around. I can't say the same for the likes of Marcus Rashford, who literally, Ollie loves him. Ollie gave him his chance to stake his claim as the number 9, and he didn't take it. Do you know what I mean? And Martial got it because Rashford ultimately was not good enough, bro. So he's been given an opportunity to play as a 9, wasn't good enough. He's been given an opportunity to play from the left now, yeah? And if you look at his overall contribution this season, it hasn't been good enough.
And it's important to remember that was a 19-year-old Martial coming into a new country and performing like that under Van Gaal. Like it's kind of like he's gone backwards under Mourinho, but then under Oli right now, he's looking at one of the best strikers in the world.
Yep, exactly. And when Van Persie come out and said he was world class, you damn right, bro. You damn right. I was waiting for it, bro. That made me so happy, fam. Because you see Van Persie, like that guy, that's a guy I respect. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't know about world class yet.
He's world class. He's world class, bro. Like if he was in a world class team, imagine the smoke that Martial would be on, bro. Because he's playing with these man right now, yeah, with no system, and he's doing everything, bro. The man want to say 100% pass accuracy, yeah, in a game. I don't think I've ever seen that for a striker.
It depends how you define world class. Like if I define world class, like are you the top 5 strikers in the world? Like
if we do the top 5 thing, yeah, then there's bare men that aren't world class, fam. That man say are world class.
Yeah, you know I don't think like world class should be used like that often. Like we're not talking like Dapple's version where you call Sterling world class. Like if Sterling's world class, then Martial's world class.
Nah, but bruv, you know what I see? Yeah, I think there's a difference between world class players and elite players, innit? I think the elite is like your Neymars and that, bruv. World class ain't the same as elite for me, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the elite are like the cream of the crop, innit? Like the Lewandowskis and that, the Neymars and that. Them man are elite level, but you've got world class players, yeah, like your Mo Salahs and that, yeah, but they're not on the level of the Neymars and that. Do you see what I mean? But man can't really say they're not world class. For me, if you put Anthony Martial in that Dortmund team, he's ripping up football, bruv. You put him in Bayern team with Sane and them, man, he's ripping up football. Like, do you know what I mean? The football that he's playing right now in this Manchester United team that has no coaching, no rhythm, no style of play is unbelievable, bruv. His link play, the way he knows where his teammates are, the way he takes care of the ball, bruv. 100% final third passes completed, 16 from 16, bruv. 52 touches. So that means he wasn't even that involved in the game, but everything he did just had quality in it.
I think with Martial yesterday, sometimes people say, like, the big occasions, he can't take the game by the scruff of the neck. Yesterday, those 2 dribbles that he literally sold the entire Copenhagen defence, they were unbelievable from Martial yesterday.
How many strikers in world football, yeah, can pick up the ball like him and go past players at will, bruv?
I can't name you one right now.
Well, there you go, apart from Neymar.
And Neymar's not really a striker, is it?
And Neymar's not really a striker. He's a number 10. How many number 9s in world football do you know that can pick up the ball like Martial and just go past players? You're struggling to name me one, bro. You're struggling.
No one in the Premier League can.
Bruv, you're struggling to name me one, bro, because he's world class, brother. That's what he is. The way he holds the ball, the way he links play, yeah. Man eulogize over Firmino, yeah, but Firmino ain't cooking, man, like Martial. Martial's cooking, guys. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's scoring goals as well, bro. So what Martial and Bobby do, yeah, in the coming deep and that, but bro, Martial gives you that extra bit going the other way, innit? So for me, he's world class for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many strikers do I even remember? Probably what in the Premier League that pick up the ball like that from anywhere and go past players. Henry. Who else?
I think with Martial saying it, like with Martial yesterday, I was like, we need this guy on the left, but we need this guy on the right, and we need this guy up front. We literally need 3 of Martial because that's how good he is.
Bro, we need Martial, bro. Martial could cook man from the left, score 20 odd goals. Mason could play down the middle, Sancho could play on the right hand side. No problem. I can see that happening. But I like Martial in the middle, yeah, because of his strength on the ball and holding the ball up. And I think that Mason's not strong enough to play with his back to goal yet. I think he still needs to grow into his body, innit? And I still think that Mason likes to receive the ball facing the goal. So I would still keep Martial down there. But 4 shots free on target, bro. That's consistency. That's efficiency. 5 from 7 dribbles completed. 3 chances created. 1 big chance created. And that's our striker. 4 fouls won. 1 the penalty as well. 1 big chance missed. Bro, different gravy, bro. Different gravy. I don't think the world-class debate with Martial, yeah, is... I don't even think it's a debate. I think that he's the most disrespected striker in the Premier League. I honestly do, bro. Man always want to talk about consistency, pull up the stats from the Jose era, this, that, and the other. The guy is special, bro. Like, he's a special footballer.
Like, the only reason I'm not regarding him world-class right now, I think he has world-class potential, Like, he's going to be there next year. But right now, this is kind of like his first season as a number 9. I look at like
His
world
first
class,
full
like,
season.
yeah, just do it like 2 years in a row. Then I'm like, okay, you're doing bits. Because right now, like, if we're going off this season, then he is world class.
I feel like I have to go off this season, bro, because he's 24. He's not young. You know what I mean? This is not like it's an accident. This Martial thing. It's not an accident, bro. Like, we saw that Martial had this in him when we bought him, bro. There's a reason why there was a Ballon d'Or clause in his contract. There's a reason why he cost so much at that age. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a reason why he played as well as he did under Van Gaal, bro, and there was a reason why he didn't play that well under Mourinho. There was a reason, bro, and it was down to the coaching. Martial's always had this in him. That's why I keep saying to people, this myth that Ollie's improved him, it's a myth, bro. Like, Martial's been on this smoke from the beginning, guys. It's just that we had two and a half years that we didn't get to see it because we had someone that hated football in charge of the club.
You say that under Jose. Even under Jose, he actually put up decent numbers. I think before Alexis Sanchez came in, like, he was right out there in terms of goals.
Yeah, he was on form. I think he had 11. I think he had 11 in 11 in like, it was 14 or something stupid like that. And then Sanchez came in and he benched him. So no matter what, yeah, he's actually been good, bro. Like, regardless of who he's played for. It's just that he hasn't got the hype. Do you know what I mean? Everyone talks about his body language. Everyone talks about, oh yeah, he looks like he's not interested and all of that, bro. It's all nonsense, bro. It's all nonsense. Martial is a top player, bro. Like, I can't see many strikers in world football, yeah. As complete as him. I'm struggling to find players as complete as him.
And you see this comparison with Lukaku, with like how he's doing at Inter and stuff. With Lukaku, he never did it in big games for United. With Martial now, he done it against City this year. He done it against Chelsea before. He's done it against Arsenal at the Emirates under Jose. Like, he's doing it in big games as well. He's not like a flat track bully like Lukaku is.
Yeah, exactly. Lukaku will get 3 against West Brom and then go 8 games without a goal. You know, and also, even when you think of the Europa League, bro, look how many games, yeah, where Martial just picks up the ball, goes past people and scores goals, bro, and bails us out when we haven't been playing well. Like, he's won games for us on his own before. Do you know what I'm saying? And he does that. Lukaku ain't going to win you a game by himself. He's not. Like, he's very much reliant on the team playing well around him for him to get his goals, whereas Martial's not, innit? So they're two different animals. They can't be compared as players, bro. That they can't be, regardless of what the stats tell you, innit? The eye test tells you that Lukaku is what he is, innit?
And you even seen it with Conte coming out in the last couple of weeks saying he's not happy with Lukaku. Like, he wants more from Lukaku.
There you go. But as long as Lukaku's scoring, he'll always be happy because that's the kind of player he is. But his all-round game is not even in the league of Anthony Martial, bro. It's not. Paul Pogba yesterday, 111 touches, 84% pass accuracy, 32 from 45 in the final third, 18 times possession lost, 6 from 9 long balls, 5 from 8 on the ground, 6 from 7 in the air, 7 ball recoveries, 3 shots, only the 1 on target, 3 fouls won, 2 interceptions, 1 chance created, 1 block, 1 clearance, and only dribble past 1 time. It was one of them ones where it was another performance where a lot of the times Pogba in this system just quietly going about his business and just putting up decent numbers for what he's doing for the team. Obviously, I'm not happy with seeing him playing where he's playing. I don't like how deep he plays under this manager. Do you know what I mean? I gave Jose a lot of stick for doing it, and Ollie's doing the same thing.
I think with Pogba, it's kind of like he's a victim of his own success. Like, he's amazing in that role, but he's amazing further forward. Like, he can literally do everything. I think with Pogba yesterday, I think the word that describes his performance was composed. Like, on the ball, he was brilliant yesterday. Like, we saw that block when Fred made that mistake, he made that block. And then instead of like him just clearing it straight away, he got his head up and found a pass out. And I think that just summed up Pogba for me.
Yeah, that is the problem. He's so good there, yeah, that it's annoying, isn't it? It's annoying because, like, I know that Pogba higher up the pitch would be an absolute problem, bro. When Martial's linking up and flicking the ball on, bro, I want to see him flicking it into Pogba. Like, do you know what I mean? That's where I want to see Pogba, like up there. Do you know what I mean? That's why it's annoying, because for me, it's like, I'm looking at this team now, yeah. He's our most creative player. Like, the numbers don't lie. Do you know what I mean? He's our most creative player. Do you not want your creative players near the goal? Like, what the hell would you want him so deep for? Like, what do you want him so deep for? For the money that we went and brought in at number 10, we could have signed Thomas Partey here to play box to box behind Pogba, and could have just had Pogba as our furthest forward attacker, bruv. And I'll tell you what, I reckon the team would have been better off for it.
I still think Pogba and Bruno, I keep saying it, Pogba and Bruno can work as 2-8. Like, I thought yesterday with Fred, maybe he might have gone with Bruno, just come back a little bit, help out the midfield, but he didn't. Like, it's something that Oli needs to address. Like, in the summer, we need a holding midfield. I keep saying it, but I know it's not going to happen. So I still think this season, the way Pogba's playing right now, this is how he's going to be next year, because he's still going to play the exact same role.
He could, bruv. The thing is, the 2-8 thing can work if a coach can coach it, but also, I don't even know, yeah, from his performances, I don't know if Bruno has the discipline, bro. Like, he hasn't shown me anything to suggest that he has the discipline to play in a system where he can't just do whatever he wants. Because at Sporting, he's done whatever he wants. At Manchester United, he's doing whatever he wants. Do you know what I mean? I haven't seen any evidence to suggest that he can play in a system where he's got a specific job to do. And that's why maybe the likes of a Klopp or a Pep are just not interested in, man.
The only reason I say he can play as number 8, because like if you look at his defensive contributions, like in terms of interception tackles per game, it's actually quite good. And then he also brings a lot of energy, like distance covered. He's always at top of that. So it's kind of like, as I said before, we call it Bruno FC because he gets to do what he wants. If a good coach comes in, or even like a half-decent coach like Ralph Hassan or someone comes in, they tell him you're sticking to that role, I think he would do it.
Well, you'd hope so. I think they can play together. Yeah, I mean, even the Fred thing. Fred was breaking the lines, passing forward. I thought Fred was brilliant yesterday. I think the urgency, you saw the lack of urgency. We're trying to get a game here, and you swap Matic in for Fred, bro. Get a goal, sorry. And you saw the lack of urgency as soon as Matic came on. Like, the game slows down, like, immediately when Matic comes on. And it's like, if you're trying to get a goal, the 2 substitutions Oli made were pre-planned substitutions. The substitutions were not in correlation with what was going on the pitch, because he took off here 2 of our better players.
Like, it was surprising. Like, I looked at the starting 11. I was like, okay, Fred, Bailly, Romero. Like, I was quite happy with the starting 11. But then it's kind of like Fred. He's had a good game. Why take him off? Like, even against Lask, was it? He had a very good game, and he took him off. And the thing is, it's not like against Lask, he looked unhappy enough. It's not like he knew he was going to start the next game. Again, against Copenhagen, he looked unhappy that he came off. So it's kind of like, what are you doing, Oli?
Some joke thing. 87 touches, 90.4% pass accuracy, 15 from 20 final third complete, 100% dribbles complete, 9 from 12 long balls completed, 5 from 7 ground duels won, lost possession only 9 times, 2 tackles won, 2 interceptions, 2 times dribble pass. Solid game, bruv. And he got replaced. Honestly, this man think I have an Oli agenda, bro. He don't know what he's doing, innit? He don't. And the substitutions keep exposing him, bro. Man's clueless.
That we saw it when Matic came on. I thought Copenhagen actually got onto us a bit more when Matic came on. Like, we kind of went back a little bit more, like 5 yards. With Fred, it was kind of like, with his mobility, we saw Brandon Williams wasn't getting exposed as much. Like, when Fred was on, you didn't really see Brandon Williams get beat. But as soon as Matic came on, that foul guy was actually tearing him to pieces.
Mm-hmm. Bruv, just frustrating. Wan-Bissaka versus Brandon Williams. You got 90 to 97 touches in favour of Brandon, 78 to 93% pass accuracy in favour of Brandon Williams. And it's mad because Brandon Williams on paper actually looks like he had a decent game, but if you actually watched it, like, his lack of effectiveness here in the final third is a concern for us, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? I've criticised Shaw numerous times, and again, he's not very effective in the final third, but he's a lot more balanced as a player. Do you know what I'm saying? What we're seeing from Brandon is we're seeing someone, it's like he wants to get forward, but then when he does get forward, he's incapable of doing anything of any substance.
I think yesterday we saw how right-footed Brandon Williams was. Like yesterday, he incredibly one-footed, and I keep saying it. He can't be a left back.
Bruv. Possession loss, 17 for Wan-Bissaka to 9 of Brandon Williams. And you know what's funny, yeah? Wan-Bissaka, this defensive right back, is out attacking all of our fullbacks, bro.
Yeah, I think, like, looking at the numbers yesterday, Brandon Williams created the most chances on the pitch. But we know how deceptive that stat is. Anything that leads to a shot counts as a chance created. Like, we saw Wan-Bissaka put in a couple of decent crosses in the second half. But obviously, if it doesn't lead to a shot, it's not a chance created.
But this is it. So, ball recoveries 7 to 8 in favour of Brandon Williams. Ground duels 1, 7 from 10, Wan-Bissaka, 7 from 8 for Brandon. So, it's mad, as you said, like the chances created stat is very, very deceptive because Wan-Bissaka put in a few good crosses. And also, if you notice, when Brandon gets the ball on the left-hand side, he cuts in very similar to Luke Shaw, and he's usually got Marcus Rashford to pass to. He's always got someone to pass to. On that right-hand side, you find Wan-Bissaka isolated a lot of the time on the right-hand side and having to try and go past his fullback one-on-one. And that's where his dribbling gets called into question and like his elegance on the ball, because a lot of the time he's facing up his opponent. Whereas how many times did you see Brandon face up the right back, try and go past him down the outside, bro? That's the same thing I criticise Luke Shaw for. How many times do you see Luke Shaw face up his fullback, try and get down the outside, putting across? Never.
Even like looking at the average positioning, look how like far away Wan-Bissaka is from Mason Greenwood. Look how close Brandon Williams is to Marcus Rashford. Like you can clearly see that Wan-Bissaka is basically, he has the entire right hand side to himself.
Yep. This is it. And he's been doing that. And that's why the addition of a Jadon Sancho is very, very important just for team balance, because on that right hand side, we need someone to link up with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And who knows? Do you know what I mean? I've been quite critical of him on the ball, yeah? Even though he's a player I like. But I tell you what, yeah, when I realized yesterday that he's 22 years old, yeah, and the level that he's playing at, because he plays in such a way, you almost forget how young he is. Do you know what I mean? He plays with a certain level of consistency to the point where I don't know why in my head I thought he was like 24 or around there, because he's so consistent, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And when you look at his level of consistency and quality for someone so young, I'm willing to be patient with him and see if he can improve on the ball. And I also think that for him to get like, what was it, 5 or 6 assists this season, if he's got a player closer to him like a Jadon Sancho, bro, you might actually see him getting into more overlapping positions and stuff and maybe creating more chances.
I think with Wan-Bissaka, like, I can clearly see that he's trying to improve. Like the Wan-Bissaka that we've got at the start of the season to the Wan-Bissaka now are two different players going forward. That Wan-Bissaka, he's getting forward more. He's trying to beat the man more, and he's trying to put a ball in. But it's kind of like whenever he's trying to beat a man, he has 3 people on him every single time.
Yeah.
So it makes it difficult for Wan-Bissaka.
For sure. And last but not least, Juan Mata came on, showed against low blocks. Bruv, like how many times you've been screaming that it's not really a coincidence why Mata looks different and better in the middle of the pitch as opposed to on the right-hand side. I don't know what. He doesn't have a single attribute that lends well to being a right winger, but we kept playing him there, bruv. When you play Juan Mata in tight spaces, centrally, he's probably the best in the team, in the pocket. Do you know what I mean? And he showed that yesterday with 90% pass accuracy, 10 from 11 final third passes. So guess what, guys? You see, when you're trying to create something in the final third, you don't have to give the ball away all the time. It's not a prerequisite. You know what I mean? Like Juan Mata showed that with his economy on the ball. 90% pass accuracy for someone playing in the pocket like that. It is possible. It is possible.
I think with what surprised me was like Oli actually put Juan Mata on. For me, the problem wasn't that we weren't creating chances. It was just the keeper was having an unbelievable game. So it's basically down to our finishing. So it's kind of like with Juan Mata, we're creating more chances, but like we were already doing that already. But then fair play, like to Oli, like it somehow worked.
Yeah. 5 times lost possession, only 5 times, not 55. You know what I mean? 2 chances created, 1 big chance created, 3 shots, 2 on target, 2 out of 3 dribbles completed, 1 big chance missed, bro. And that's impact, bro. That's impact. Do you know what I mean? And you know what I mean, I'm not his biggest fan in terms of where we're playing him. If we're playing him out on the right-hand side, I don't think he should be in the team. I don't even think he should be in the squad. Because my thing is, if you're not going to play Juan Mata centrally, he never had legs in his prime. But now, like, it's beyond a joke, isn't it? If you're playing Juan Mata from the right, there's no point even having him as an option because he's not better than too many players. He offers far less. But if you play him in that pocket of space in between the midfield and the attack, this guy will not only look after the ball, but he'll create chances.
It's kind of like Juan Mata. He came on the right yesterday. Like he came off for Mason Greenwood, but like if you look at his positioning with probably Mason Greenwood, they're probably very similar. Like they keep coming inside, which is why I didn't like yesterday. It looked all right for Juan Mata, but I think in like the bigger games against like Sevilla or against Wolves, and Juan Mata comes on, then I think we might have a problem.
Yeah, unless he comes on for Bruno.
Yeah, but we know that's not going to happen.
But that's not going to happen. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, bro, you could even argue that Bruno will probably do a better job on the right wing than Juan Mata because of his work rate and his energy. Do you know what I mean? So, again, it's one of them things where we have to be open to little tweaks like that, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because, to be fair, Bruno can't really go past players and stuff like that. That's not what he does, isn't it? Like, his dribbling's not the best, whatever. But it's like, from the right wing, he can't do worse than Andreas Pereira, bro. Like, he can't. Do you know what I mean? So even if we need to change it up sometimes and we're going to bring on a Juan Mata, why not just shift Bruno out to the right-hand side, bro? You'll still be trying to get shots off. You'll still be trying and force chances, bro. You'll still be doing the same things that he's doing centrally, bro. So it's something worth thinking about, honestly, because if you're going to keep Juan Mata in the team, you have to play him in down the middle, bro. You saw how effective he is. The little tight space give and goes, all of these things. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't do the stupid flicks and all these things that aren't needed in tight spaces, bro.
And it's kind of like with Juan Mata, you're giving him that contract now. So Oli, play him in his right position.
Absolutely, man. Do you know what I mean? So overall, you know what I mean? Another poor game from a team point of view. Tony Martial, Juan Mata, probably the standouts in terms of performances. Fred, another good performance. Didn't get the credit for, got hooked. But overall, we continue to paper over the cracks in our football, in this team. And I'm not going to lie, I'm very worried about going into the Champions League if we only have Jadon Sancho as an addition, bro. I could see us getting a rude awakening. I could see Oli getting a rude awakening in Europe. Do you know what I mean? Because after seeing what Southampton done to us and the pressure they put on us, I don't want to come up against like a Leipzig or something like that and get absolutely pammed, bro. Like, I think Manchester United's league position does not really tell us how far away we are from being a serious team again.
I think you're talking about Champions League. I'm scared going into Sunday against Wolves or Sevilla. Technically, they're probably a better players than us on the ball. So like, they probably will run rings around us.
Yeah, like it's that gap in the midfield is a worry. The gap in between Wan-Bissaka and the player on the right is a worry. I think there's so many tactical things I'm worried about going into a game with better players and a well-organized team. I think I don't want it to happen, but I genuinely think, yeah, we could definitely get a rude awakening, bro, even before the final of this Europa League. I think a lot of people are talking like it's a foregone conclusion that we're in the final, but there's some decent teams. There's some very, very decent teams left in this competition, and if we do not improve as a team, we could get an absolute hiding, bro. We could get embarrassed.
I think Wolves or Sevilla, and then he's Inter Milan in the final, and we know how Lukaku's playing right now. I think he's got 9 goals in his last 9 games or something in the Europa League or something ridiculous like that. And Ash Young got another assist yesterday.
Bro, I just don't know, innit? So, do you know what I mean? Unfortunately, guys, do you know what I mean? I know you guys are positive FC and that, and you guys want loads of positivity, but bruv, there's not too many positives I could take out of last night's game. There's not too many positives I could take out of the current situation at the football club. Our transfer business is shambolic. A lot of people are going to say, yeah, we're in a much better position now than we were 18 months ago in XYZ, but I genuinely believe that your standards need to be a bit higher than that.
I think with United, we're improving, but we're improving in a rate that's so slow compared to everyone else. Like we're seeing City right now, 5-6 transfers. We're seeing Liverpool 33 points ahead of us. We're seeing Chelsea signing Havertz, Ziyech, and Werner. And was it been like 20 days of the transfer window or something officially being open?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like everyone's improving and we're not.
Exactly. So, you know what I mean? This third, as much as this third place on goal difference was very flattering this season, if we don't pull our finger out, we're going to be battling for top 4 again next season, bro. Battling for it. And not guaranteed it even. You know what I mean? And we're one good transfer window away from pretty much being a comfortable top 4 team, bro. But we're not doing the business there. It's clear that our coaching staff are not going to coach us to bridge the gap between us and the teams that are spending. And it's one of them ones where we have to have like a realistic look about where we are in it. Forget the unbeaten run, forget the league position, guys. Like it's a false dawn, innit? And I think similar to the second place finish under Mourinho, I think that we're being flattered massively by the table and some numbers. I think the numbers are overinflated.
I think it's like something like 1 loss in the last 24 games. Like on paper, it looks very, very good.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people are throwing around. Do you know what I mean? When they're seeing people having negativity towards how we're playing, and everyone's like, 1 loss in 24, 1 loss in 24. But it doesn't tell the full story. Do you know what I mean? This is a stat show. Do you know what I mean? You have to evolve with the times, bro. That people now like to consume their football through stats, bro. Do you know what I mean? So you have to embrace statistics, bro. But also, while using statistics, you have to be aware that there's always stipulations. There's always context to stats, bro. And I think a lot of people are using stats without contextualizing them, bro. And I think as a football fan, it's dangerous.
I think you can't make your point from stats. I think that's the key thing that everyone needs to realize. You have to have a point and then support it by stats if you're trying to do that. But you can't have, that new Liverpool fullback that they signed. Defensively, his numbers are very similar to Wan-Bissaka. You can't say that guy's better than Wan-Bissaka without really watching him at all.
This is it. Like, I don't know too much about him. It looks like one thing I say about Jurgen Klopp is he tends to do his homework, innit? He tends to do his homework. His recruitment is pretty good, innit? Like he's got pretty good recruitment, and because he's got such a solid system, if you bring in someone that's got numbers like that, I'm sure that he's already aware stylistically what he's capable of, and he'll slot him in. Do you know what I mean? But again, the system is king at Liverpool, so I don't foresee him having too many problems. But to compare man to Wan-Bissaka, I doubt it, because again, if he was that good, you know what I'm saying, then man would know who he is for a start. You know?
I think Sky Sports was saying that Liverpool have been scouting for like 2-3 years now. So it kind of shows how much work goes into one signing for Liverpool. Like with United, it's kind of like, oh, he's had a good summer. That's it. We're signing him straight away now. Yeah. That's what happened with Harry Maguire. He had a good World Cup. We signed it. Wan-Bissaka, a good season. Crystal Palace, Player of the Year. We signed it. Sancho, he's a big name. Everyone knows about Sancho. That's why we're signing.
Common sense signing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Common sense signing. The only signing that we made here that wasn't like a household thing was Dan James, and look how that's gone. Do you know what I mean?
And Dan James was basically a recommendation by Ryan Giggs, and that was it. I don't think we've actually watched him play, because you can't tell me Dan James, like these people actually think Dan James is good.
Yeah, but this is it, my brother. So I don't know. I mean, unfortunately, it had to be one of them shows, bro. But you know what? You know me, bro. I always speak my mind, bro. I'm not happy right now, innit? I'm not gonna pretend I am. I ain't gonna hold back, bro. I'm not afraid to have unpopular opinions, bro. Like I know that Rashford and Bruno happen to be like the two of the club favourites, bro, amongst the fans. But for me, I think they're weak links, bro. I think they're weak links, bro. Like I honestly do. I think that we could do better, and like it is what it is, bro. It's not popular, but honestly, fam, do you know what I mean? I don't really care right now, bro, because I'm upset. When the team don't do well, I'm not happy in it. Like I love my football club. I want my football club to be the best football club in the world. I don't care about revenue turnovers. I don't care about these things. I want to see my team play good football, and I want to see us play not only the best football, but have the best football players, bro. And right now, when I'm looking at these two men, yeah, the accolades and the gas that they're getting is not that their performances aren't even remotely coming close to that, bro. And both of these players are players that people are using stats to try and disprove my theories about, bruv. And it's funny because this is a stat show.
I think with Rashford, like, he's one of my favourite players, but it's kind of like I can't defend him. Poor performances, I have to hold my hand up. You're going to get the blame.
It's mad, bruv. But you're on Twitter now, bruv. You know what I'm saying? So Statman's on Twitter now as well, guys. You're going to see me retweeting a lot. You know what I mean? He's on Instagram as well. It's at Statman Bains, as you can see at the bottom. Make sure you go follow him on both of the things. And as you know, every time United play a game, you'll be getting your stat show straight after, man. Is there anything you want to plug on here while you're here, bro? Any new uploads or anything you want people to interact with?
No, I think that's it. I think hopefully the next stat show will be a lot more positive against Wolves or Sevilla.
Hopefully. Do you know what I mean? I hope we get... I don't even know what to say, bro. Like, because Wolves are a bogey team. We don't do well at Wolves, bro. I've been slapped at Molineux twice in 2 weeks before. So, you know, that like I'm not enjoying that. And then Sevilla, again, they're notorious, yeah, for doing well in the Europa League. So either team we get, it's not going to be an easy game, guys. But big up for interacting. Make sure you slap the like if you haven't already.